We're doing it. We're live. Welcome to True Crime and Chat. I'm Merc Radio. This is Queen Lux. With me tonight, we have Allie Cattails and Arianthe.
Hello.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Let's see.
Oh,
Now, Allie Cattails has curated a lot of information for us. Let's see what we got here. That's strange that it's doing it that way. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. Huh. Strange, your camera's flickering when I put you in grid mode, Allie.
Should I just turn off my that?
Weird. That was strange. I thought maybe your camera was possessed. I thought maybe we'd have to check you out for a ghost. Say, Arianthe, get out some ghost gear if we have it. Let's ghost hunt.
Give me a tour.
Change a title. We're ghost hunting. We're ghost hunting. There's some like in real life ghost-ish happening.
Well,
we could
sometimes
then
the
title
the
it.
capture on the stream for Discord doesn't always go through because whenever I put your camera view on my stream, sometimes if I put you in grid mode, you start flickering really bad.
Oh man.
So I have to like really quickly switch you over to like full window mode.
Weird.
Lux came in with the logic. I'm like,
Yeah,
is this an
it's
episode?
it's a legitimate
of-
thing that happens whenever just Discord really tries to do a stream with a camera capture like that. Like, that's
Listen,
just-
I really
that
just
seems
wanted
kinda
to
common.
name. I really just wanted to name an episode "The Exorcism of Allie Cattails,"
Yes.
and it's just me throwing water at my screen.
Yes. Well, somehow my Streamlabs Premium is back, so shout out the Hangout earlier. I don't know if somebody donated and they just gave me Premium back or something. I don't know. But
No idea.
but True Crime and Chat Summer Wells is on Discord and Facebook right now. To let you guys know. So
It's been a
for
while.
sharing purposes, if you want to share it on the social media, or if you want to watch it in higher quality and you're a regular YouTube viewer, you can check us out on Twitch. I'm trying to hit affiliate, so I'm bad at trying to hit affiliate, so we'll see where it goes. But the case that has spawned live stream channels, Summer Wells. Normally, I don't like to get into cases involving missing children as like a deep exploratory thing. Like, I don't want to do a 5-episode thing, but I do want to do an episode on Summer Wells. Allie Cattails, I was explaining to her, she kind of led the charge on like the amount of murkies that initially were like, you need to stream about Summer Wells. We have deets. So I know there'll be comments in this. I know there'll be, probably people asking to do a part 2. And if anybody has a presentation like Allie's about a case that they'd like to join the crew and come present to us, we'd be more than happy to have you. But I thought it important to start with the Joan of Arc in this crusade.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, you get the title. Allie Cattails. But yeah, well, I understand why you're why a lot of people are passionate about this case in particular. Like, it doesn't just start with the tragedy of a missing child. It ends with the outrage of some Walmart mouth breathers.
Walmart mouth breathers.
And you're gonna hear me kind of break mood and get a little light sometimes, but I feel like maybe that's my place on the channel sometimes. And it's hard for me to hold my tongue with Dawn Wells in particular. So you're probably gonna hear me get spicy about Dawn and Candace. I mean, we're talking neglect at best in this case.
And Grandis.
And Grandis. I'm sure Grandis is. Oh yeah, Oh, sorry, now I'm getting flashbacks of what I know about the case. We better move it over to Allie Katz and let her start this sucker off. I want to know from moment one, what do we got? We got a screen share open.
Yeah. So I just tried this kind of it's not, I guess, a new software, but it is a cool software called Arcgis Story Maps, and a lot of government agencies use it across the U.S. and the world. Actually, they work basically to map the entire world and like all the geographic regions, the topography, all the county lines, all these things that are very important for all sorts of reasons and can be used in a variety of ways. So like weather data, all that stuff can be merged into this. And they actually, a lot of nonprofits use this software to like find, to talk about the rainforest and the topography and the nature and this, that, whatever, or whatever nonprofit kind of agency that they're supporting, that they're able to really add some life to their cause by using this software because they have such great detail in areas across the world. So their slogan is the science of where. So they're big, like
PowerPoints need some kind of GPS location software. Sounds solid.
Yeah, kind of like Google
it.
Maps and Google Earth combo. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds solid. Where do we start here?
So this is me just testing this out for the first time because I thought it would be a cool way to go through cases eventually once I kind of come up with a formula here. So this was my first test of it, but and I've already found some things that I wasn't able to do that I thought I'd be able to do, but I'm applying for a more legit account where I'll have more of the capabilities allowed.
Let's start here with the who, the where, and the when. I want to know who. We know Summer Wells went missing. Where was this?
All right. So basically, we start here with a dispatch call. I'm just going to play it for you guys. Ooh. And you can hear what was actually said. So TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, hasn't released the calls from the parents or whoever did call this in. They actually haven't even confirmed who it was that called it in.
Oh, God, that's weird.
We're not privy to know that yet, but it's a lot of us think it's due to this being likely part of the investigation. So,
gotcha. Now, when was this? What was the actual date this call happened?
June 15th, 2021.
Gotcha.
And let me see if I can switch screens. I can play this for you here. Let me change windows. See if I can do this. And I'll play this for you for realsies. Can you guys hear it?
No.
No, you can't?
I cannot. Are you on a Mac by chance?
Let me undo my... Here we go. I am.
Oh, there we go. I hear it.
The parents have called me and advised that the mother for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been dealing for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Okay.
Do that one more time.
Can do the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called me and advised that the mother has for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been dealing for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Your screen share disappeared.
Shit.
I can hear it though. There we go.
She talks pretty fast is the hard part.
I've got a feeling already this might be the neighbor calling this in.
Huh. Okay.
First residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called me and advised that the mother has for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been dealing for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Or is this dispatch talking to the cop?
That's dispatch talking to the cops.
Okay. Do we not have any actual audio of the 911 call? Is that what you said? And then we don't know who did it?
They are not going to release it.
Oh.
Now, she did say in that little snippet, the parents have called in.
Yep.
Okay, so it was the parents. That was just dispatch. Okay,
Yeah.
so weird.
Sometimes if somebody is suspected in something and they're the ones that called 911, they will hold on to that 911 call to be checked out by language specialists or to really go over what was said specifically.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
they'll use it to go back and see if there's inconsistencies in the stories.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys just keep that in mind, and then as we go, you'll see we'll see if there are any inconsistencies that we're able to even find just based on what the parents then say in their first initial interviews.
Okay.
So basically, this is Tuesday, June 15th. We're in Hawkins County here in eastern Tennessee. So this is June 15th, 2021, TBI issues an endangered child alert. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued an endangered child alert for missing Summer Moon Utah Wells. Her family reported last seeing the 5-year-old around 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Summer has blonde hair, blue eyes, stands about 3 foot, and weighs approximately 40 pounds. She was last seen wearing a pink shirt, gray shorts, and was possibly barefoot when she went missing. So that's kind of where we start out. And then on Wednesday, June 16th, TBI changes that endangered child alert to an Amber Alert. Upon issuing an Amber Alert Wednesday morning, the TBI stated, new information and growing concern about the well-being of Summer Moon Utah Wells has us now issuing a statewide Amber Alert. TBI spokesperson Leslie Earhart said Summer was last seen outside her home, and right here is her home, where that number 2 is. And you can kind of see that loop around there. That is their basically their driveway up, and it's a super steep hill to get up to their driveway of very steep incline. We found out since this time, and maybe in later episodes we could start, or another version of this, I could show you a little more topographically why that kind of matters for this area. So just to kind of go through the initial search days, some of the highlights were that on June 20th, investigators have helicopters and they're searching overnight. So they still haven't found her, and it's about 5 days in, and it's things aren't looking very great. They also mention it on these press conferences that tech issues and the terrain are impacting the search for Summer Wells. They're slowed by a lot of the poor signal due to the topography there, and the dangerous terrain. The hollers, a holler basically is a term that's used in this area.
We were talking about that before we rolled. What the definition of a holler? The topography here kind of reminds me of almost back home in the Ozarks. Here, you know what I mean? Was it at But yeah, explain. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, explain.
No, you're fine. Right before this, we were talking about it because it comes into play in this story a lot more than anyone probably expected, because of this terrain, and if she is missing, or if she walked away, or how far she could get, and so the terrain would impact a little 5-year-old, of course, and so the terrain would also impact somebody. Say it was an abduction or any sort of, pretty much anything that happens here. The terrain does matter, and so I've learned just by following this case, and following some locals that started YouTube channels and things about a lot of the vernacular and some of the areas and the people that live in these areas and the terrain. One of them being this concept of a holler. So a holler, I learned, is basically when there's 2 ridges of 2 mountains that kind of converge. There's then that area in the middle. So and I'll pull up, once we get through this, I kind of can pull up an example on a Google map that's easier to see than this here.
Earth booty crack.
Mm-hmm. And then by day 4, just down the road here on Beach Creek, they had already expanded the search to have 41 agency, and they covered 1,000 acres. So the command center was down here where that number 4 is, at Mount Carmel Free Will Baptist Church on Beach Creek Road. So it's not too far. if we just kind of, if we can do that. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so you can kind of see here's where the home is and where the main search is, and then they set up this command center here just down the road because they could get better service. So right where they are, we find out later that there's almost no service except for AT&T in that area, and even AT&T will drop off. Like, it's really, really terrible service, which also comes into play, which is due to the topography.
Like only satellite phones and Verizon. Just Verizon.
It's just, to me, it's so strange because I live in a city and there's almost always service, but that has to have impacted this search initially and still does because she's still missing.
Yeah.
So when you've got boots on the ground and you're trying to talk about any sort of thing you find, you can't.
Yeah.
So by June 25th, this is pretty interesting.
Actually exhaustive to search for anybody through all that. Yeah.
And it's in the middle of summer and blazing hot in Tennessee, and it's very lush and dense with foliage right now.
Okay.
So what's really interesting, this doesn't happen in many missing child cases, thankfully, because this means something very different than just your standard missing child case. In my opinion, and probably most professionals' opinion from what I've learned, this is a big deal. So by June 25th, the FBI deploys the CARD team. It's a specialized team of child abduction experts to assist in the search for Summer Wells. And it says here, we have deployed our child abduction rapid deployment team. FBI CARD team consists of highly trained and experienced subject matter experts, including FBI agents, intelligence analysts, and behavior analysis profilers. CARD also utilizes resources from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and a variety of search teams. CARD teams provide on-the-ground investigative, technical, analytical, and resource assistance during non-family child abductions, ransom child abductions, and mysterious disappearances of children. And that's from Daryl DeBusk from the FBI.
Okay. Dang.
Pretty interesting. So then, from there, you kind of like are starting, all of us in the public start to think, wow, so is this bigger than maybe just a missing child?
Just someone wandering off, or just an abduction? This might be something, It
may have to do with the ring of sorts, even, because that's the team that is deployed for that sort of thing.
This kid got in an automobile, is how it, you know what I mean? Like, this kid was transported in an automobile, and that factor alone says a lot. You know what I mean? And you can tell by, I mean, even the way, wasn't the initial reports about the dogs, they sniffed to a road and then it ended?
Well, yeah, there is, some of the initial, the dog trail will come into play here real soon. You'll see, I've got that on a different map I'll pull up.
Okay.
But yes. But then by the 26th, so the next day there, the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, comes out saying, well, now we're seeking a potential witness. So before this, there was no car involved really. And you said car just a minute ago, because I think you're right. Most people think if it's an Amber Alert, that kind of has to go with that. But they didn't come out with this for quite some time. So on June 26th, the TBI seeks potential witness driving a red pickup truck. TBI seeking potential witness driving a pickup truck near Summer Wells' home close to the time of disappearance. The quote here is, in the process of doing this, we received information that a Toyota pickup truck was seen in the area of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road in the afternoon to early evening, either on Monday, June 14th, or Tuesday, June 15th. The pickup is possibly a 1998 to 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack along with white buckets in the truck bed. So this is pretty specific. I would say, like, that's very specific description.
Yeah.
With all those unique qualifiers they put in. It's,
Yeah.
I also added a quote from Candace Bly Wells, who is the mother in this case of the missing girl, Summer. She says, her quote here is, "It's really strange that I've never seen this truck," she said, "and I've never heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. If you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you seen." So this is a little bit later when the first interview with her and Don Wells comes out. This is what she says regarding that red truck. So I just thought that was interesting.
That is interesting. She kind of throws, herself out of the way she speaks about it. She's like, I never even heard the story about a truck until just now, but now I like it.
Right. It's a little odd. It
Yeah.
just seems strange. Okay, lady. Like, why did you need to tell us all? Huh. You know, it makes me think that there's got to be a reason she's deciding to tell us all this.
Yeah.
I know why.
So, Ari, what do you think?
I think I know why.
Oh, yeah?
She's guilty as shit.
Yeah. She knows something. I've said from the jump, I think Candace and Dawn have to know something about what happened.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Candace is interesting. I'm going to let Allie get to a part, and then I'm going to go off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so here, is this showing up this other map now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So here we are. So this is kind of like a couple layers on a Google map that I've got different. Each layer kind of has a different piece of this story on it. So right now we're kind of looking at, here is that dog trail you mentioned. So where the dogs tracked. Here's the trail that the tracking dogs took following Summer's scent. It ended at the road, and that's per Donald Wells.
Oh.
So a lot of this story, maybe this is a good time to say this. So basically what I gave you before here on this tab here is all the stuff we can say is proven. You know, the TBI released it, the police released it. This is what happened. These are facts. These would come into play in a trial. This would come into play in a documentary that's only fact-based. These things are the things you would see and hear. Okay, like that call, the dispatch call. You know, the parents apparently said the mom went for a walk, is what the gal said. That actually initially they said she was 4 years old. It's not in that clip, but that's what the initial news releases said. There's a lot of odd things that seem to not quite fit. The dad also says he was about an hour away at work, they say. So that is also strange because it is said. So this is fact, these things. And then when you get over to this tab, I'm kind of this, when we talk about what happened on that day of June 15th leading up to this, these are all, I would say, more claims. They're narratives.
Gotcha.
Someone in the story is actually giving us this as their tale.
That's all hearsay. Everything else is grounded in kind of fact and cooperation, at least.
And some of these may as well be. I'm not saying they're not. Yeah. TBI hasn't told us that they are for sure.
Some of them are only concrete in the way that there's kind of cooperation on the street. Like it's just hearsay stacked on hearsay. Some of the
yes, there's like I don't like say so on June 15th. One of the story is they go to this Holston Valley ER and pick up a prescription for the grandma who in this story there's Candace the mom. And then her mom is also named Candace. So a lot of us have resulted in many of us calling Grandis as the grandmother.
Oh, yeah.
Grandis, Grandma Candace. Gotcha.
Or Candy. If you hear Candy, that's also typically referring to Grandis.
Gotcha.
So any of these places, they say they stop when they go to take Grandis to the ER at 8 a.m. is what Candace says. That's her claim. That's her narrative. She said she had an appointment at 8 a.m. Now, do most ERs take appointments? Not the ones I know of. So that already sounds strange to me. But maybe this one does, or there's medical offices in the same building, or who knows. They're also, you would think they would have cameras in there. So you would think the TBI and FBI and Hawkins County Sheriff have video of them doing this. We do not, as the public, as viewing this case. So that makes it difficult to say. We can't say either way, really.
Gotcha.
Walgreens.
Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
has anybody in the hospital stepped forward and been like, yes, we saw Summer?
Nope.
Mm.
And then same kind of thing with Walgreens. They say then from this hospital on this trip, they go to take. Ooh, sorry, zoom in. They go to take this prescription that Groundus gets from, assuming this ER doctor for her knee that is hurt. Is the story as the claim goes. Again, it's just a narrative. I don't know this to be fact or true, but it does kind of go with what they say is happening on this day, according to everyone who's an adult and involved,
Yeah.
So they say grandma was dropped off, or they say they went to Walgreens to drop off this prescription. And because it was going to take a little longer, that's when they decided to go to this swimming hole.
Oh.
But see right here,
Okay.
we still don't have video of this. We don't know what time this was. So any of the timestamps or any of the, that's kind of speculation, a lot of this again. But Chris McDonough, who is a retired investigator and who's got a YouTube channel called The Interview Room.
Yeah.
Actually, when he got some of the best interviews there that exist on this case with the mother and Don Wells and some of the surrounding characters or associates in this case. And that we can talk about that a little bit later. But the point, he did say on one of his streams when he was discussing the case that he has seen something indicating a video of them at Walgreens that day.
Oh.
He, however, is not the police. He's a retired investigator, and he makes it very clear. He doesn't converse with them. He knows no secret info, but he did go down there himself with his wife and son that they kind of do this cold case crime investigation or crimes like this that need some help. He tries to help and interview and pull out things from suspects or witnesses that maybe the police can't do legally. I think he just sees himself as trying to use his investigative training and his interview skills because he was he worked on child crimes and SA victims a lot.
Gotcha.
So he's got kind of a nice kid glove way to handle these cases. He knows how to interview people, whereas a lot of us are just lay people. We have not been trained in that. So at least there's that. He does say there is a video of them there, whether it's them in the drive-through, whether it's them going in. We don't know. So this is all the day leading up to this disappearance. And this day, to me, is also kind of weird because we find out that they stop at all these places, which is kind of a lot of places. The ER, from the ER, they actually, I did not put in there because I didn't want to put in their address, but basically from the ER, there's conflicting stories of who texted who first, but they go to pick up Hunter, or H, as we could call him since he's underage. He's 15.
Gotcha. Yeah, a lot of people say H, particularly I've noticed in descriptions. I did a little bit of research, and I remember when this story first popped off, and there's times I'll pop in live stream. So I really appreciate you kind of clarifying who Grandis is, who Candy is, who H is.
It's confusing, yeah.
Yeah, there's times I'll pop into a live stream and they're like H and Candy and blah blah. I'm like, I don't know who the hell they're talking about.
There's pet names for everybody, it seems, in this.
Yeah.
So they apparently, after this stop at this Holston Valley Hospital, again, like I said, if you watch Chris McDonough, he actually interviews H and H's mother as well as Candace, and they have conflicting stories about who contacted who first. But apparently, they go pick up this 15-year-old from the once they stop at the hospital, and then they go with him to the Walgreens and all the rest of these things up until after Priceless Foods. Then they go back and drop him off. So they go to a horse pond and they swim, and that is apparently the excuse for picking up Hunter. Is he's bored at home. Candace says they gotta wait for this script anyway, and they go pick him up and they go to this swimming hole. And there's actually, I will pull up the TikTok video that Candace posts from that day that is allegedly them playing at that swimming hole.
Oh, okay.
I imagine you want to see that. I think it's
Does anybody else find it really odd that Grandis had to go to the ER for a hurt knee, but then turned around and went swimming?
We can guarantee that they left the swimming hole with Summer. Is she seen after the swimming hole?
There's one other video that is released by Candace to a YouTuber who interviews her, and it is Summer in the back seat. That is like the most controversial photo in this and video.
Oh, she's next to like a water jug, and they're apparently driving home from having swimmed.
Yeah, that's coming.
Okay.
That's coming. Yeah. So Anyway, the thing is, what that you have to keep in mind, and we maybe didn't as viewers of this case in real time, is that though these things are on TikTok or given to a YouTuber, and these are the timestamps that are on TikTok or told to the YouTuber, we don't have the metadata from those photos or files, so we don't actually know when they were taken. Yeah, they could have been posted to TikTok at this time. Yes, they could have been.
But we don't have actual source on that. We don't actually. It's all okay. Gotcha. Damn.
So there's so much that we can't prove in this case.
Have they searched that swimming hole?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was a huge point of contention right away. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys now this video of Summer that's a little bit the video of Summer that is the swimming hole. Let me pull this up one sec. Okay. Sorry.
Good.
I gotta get better at switching over.
Oh yeah, you'll want to do it in the same browser probably.
I have it downloaded from TikTok.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so this is the swimming hole video that Candace posted to TikTok at around 12 something p.m. So just afternoon. So the assumption is that then that's when it was taken. A little bit before that. So they had already gone to the ER, they had already gone to Walgreens, and now this is them at this swimming pond, which I can show you guys on the map. It's also called like a horse pond because there's horses right by there. I have like some aerial footage of it too from a drone, that sort of thing if you guys want to see. But here's the video that's second to last video known of Summer, according to Candace.
Oh, let me mute that. One second. Oh, mute you. There we go. Gotcha. That's from Allie. Hold on. Oop, that just lagged out.
I can do no music too if you'd rather.
Please do. That's copywritten music.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it on there now or no?
I won't know till you hit play. There we go. No music. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so they're clearly playing in the water, alive.
This is summer, and this is kind of an effect that TikTok can do. Some people were like, "Why does it look so crazy?" Well, that's TikTok.
That's a TikTok. Yeah, it's a filter, and that's
Allegedly
age. Gotcha.
Making gang signs is what they say. I don't know.
I mean, country kids go all west side sometimes. They don't.
Showing some flowers. Then it's H in there with Summer.
Okay.
And that's about it for that one. And so just a few days before Summer went missing, we can also see this one. This is one that people have trouble with too. This is was posted on Candace's TikTok as well.
Oh. When is this?
Literally like 4 days before she went missing.
Okay. Dang, that yard looks crazy.
Yep.
That yard looks just as crazy.
And just barefoot Summer, her hair that short, which initially the photos they gave of Summer were her with her kind of longer bob hair.
Which is weird to me, and the haircut itself is weird as hell to me, especially since they did have photos of her with the short hair.
Yep, totally.
Why did they do that?
Well, we don't know. We can speculate. That's the hard part. It's so easy to your brain keeps wanting to be like, why would you do that?
And then you kind of have to fall back on, they are some straight mouth breathers. Like, there are some straight up Walmart people. Dang. Let's see.
Yeah. So then, we've got this, if we want to keep going on their path that day, we've got them at this, the swimming video, like we saw. This is, so we're going from there to Candace says they went to the original hippie house.
Oh. What?
And they're there. They got some and discount tobacco right before here to get vapes,
Tracks.
and alcohol at the discount tobacco. They got those sweet tea drinks, twisted tea.
Oh, they got twisted tea.
Yep.
This all tracks. This all seems like I'm
Yep.
building a character type, and I know it really well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. I'm related to people like this.
Yeah, Anthony knows. Yeah, I know this exact afternoon.
Yep. And so then the original hippie house getting vapes, and then they went to Sonic. We learn a lot of this in that Chris McDonough, that retired investigators interview.
Yeah.
He's pretty strict about people taking clips from him and sourcing him and all that. So I didn't include anything, but he actually has some of the best interviews and things on this case. If you want to hear this story and Candace tell it like she tells it, that would be where to go.
All right,
but these are what she talks about. Then the Sonic, they didn't get food still, so there's no food all day. They got slushies. And then they go to Priceless Food, and they say that they spend an hour in there shopping, while H is with Summer in the back seat looking at TikTok videos.
Word.
So, like Ari was saying, I think earlier, it's kind of strange to think Grandis is hobbling along with bum knee on all these field trips.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I don't check out.
No, that doesn't seem right to me. But she's probably gaming for the pills.
Could be.
Like, I think they're probably. I mean, we know they're addicts, all of them. So I kind of see where this afternoon was. I still want I want proof that she left that swimming hole and something didn't happen. I have a hard time believing too that maybe Grandis or Candace whichever Candace it was, didn't leave the two kids at the swimming hole to go grab the prescription and come back.
Yeah.
And I know right now H is said to be in like a juvenile detention facility.
Yeah, for something not related is what was said. Yeah.
I heard it wasn't disclosed why he's in there.
It wasn't disclosed, but according to H's dad has recently shown up in this story, his real dad, and he came on the scene very late, and he kind of jumped into a live chat during a live stream and came up on panel and has revealed quite a bit. And he is one strange dude, I will say.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know already with the links on is this actually his dad? Can we confirm it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, people have confirmed it. He started his own YouTube channel. It's very disturbing how he lives.
Wow.
It's very strange. Very, very, very strange. And he comes into the story basically for all of us who were watching this when we started investigating or, getting the backgrounds on Grandis, Candace, and Dawn, learning their criminal history, really. So one of the most recent calls to the police was on October 14th, 2020, and it was Candace calling the police on Dawn for a domestic dispute, and basically this gentleman Jose is there trying to shack up with them. Dawn comes back in town, gets in a fight with them. Jose is friends with Allie. Allie is the friend of Candace, who's H's mom. And Andrew Hiltz, H's dad, is with him too, apparently. And there's like 14 guys that come down to this area in Tennessee from New York at the time. And it's a very odd story. Why are 14 guys coming down there in the middle of October to get away from whatever they're doing in New York? And then Jose just stays there at Candace's house because Dawn is in Utah at the time.
Yeah.
This story gets weirder by the day. It has this entire case. That's why it's like...
Well, and dopeheads move around like that. Okay. So I got a feeling this... Okay. Sorry. You keep going. I got a theory, but I'll wait a little bit.
Okay, well, so then I want to show you kind of this last video of Summer that we know of. And again, I'm saying this like it's fact. It's not fact. These are all claims. We don't know. But Candace does an interview with a YouTuber at a YouTube channel called Unmasked. And I actually know them because they're in Colorado, and they started covering cases in Colorado a couple of years ago. And then they start getting some really clutch interviews for big cases. I don't really know who they know or their connects or whatever, but they got several good interviews on this case and other cases. But something has happened in that channel with the creators, that there's like a breakup and some legal things happening there. So like 6 of the 7 videos they have on this case that are like really good interviews and that sort of thing are taken off their channel right now. So I have some things downloaded anyway, but this one is one that they do have on their channel still. And so just to give them props for getting this interview and the things that they have done, they're very respectful and they handle these things really well, which is awesome. And they just have some personal things happening right now where I imagine legally they're not able to keep those up right now. So anyway, so here's the last photo, quote unquote, of Summer in the backseat of the car that Candace gives to this YouTuber. And Candace actually gives the still of this photo to the news pretty close to the day she disappeared, maybe the day after. There's tweets from WJHL saying, this is what the mom gave. They're not ready for an interview, but this is pictures of Summer. And they actually give them the still of this photo, but this photo is actually one of those like live photos, or maybe it's part of a video. That what Candace said is Grandis is in the passenger seat and accidentally took a video when she asked her to take a photo. We don't know if that's the truth, obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of this is just their claims. So anyway, but this video is important because it was a huge hot topic of discussion, because it is an odd photo / live video type situation. It doesn't look normal to a lot of people, but you guys see what you think.
Oh yeah, this photo.
So, and here, like I said, this is the video, and there's actually, you can hear them. There's Candace talking to Grandis on this. So let's.
Oh yeah, when did they say in their original story they went and got milk?
Yeah, so that's where we are. We're at Priceless. Was the stop after the slushies.
But what did they originally? What were they saying they got there?
At where?
At Priceless.
Just milk and cheese, basically, is all she said.
Hmm.
Could it be more? Could it be less? Yeah, of course. That's all she really named, though.
I don't know. Those are winter clothes. I know
Right.
they're
So
poor,
they
and I've
talk
heard of
about
lots
that
of
too.
reasons,
I'll-
but
I'll tell you what they say after. Here, we'll watch this. It's really quick, like maybe 6 seconds.
yeah, I know they gave an excuse.
This is strange. I don't know why it didn't give me any audio.
What does it say in it?
So basically, it's the mother. Why won't it play? That's strange.
Your volume's muted on VLC.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Doy. From the last video, I see. You guys hear that? Let me. I'll play it one more time.
You're fine. What does it say? What is she saying? I don't think we'll be able to hear it too clear anyway, even if you do get it wrong.
Still got her arm up?
Still got her arm up.
Oh, that's what I was trying.
It's more importantly, we get to see that it isn't winter, and that kid
Well-
isn't just indeed in a sweater.
Yeah, and it kind of goes with their story.
Yeah.
She says, "Do you see her arm up?" And whoever's in that passenger seat, which they say is Grandis, we don't know. So again, this is all their claims. Do you see her arm up? No. That's what I was trying to get. So their story is that Summer was laying in a odd little way with her arms up like her dad sleeps, and that's what
Yeah.
Candace was trying to get a photo of.
That's a
Okay,
believable
so now
story to me, though. Only
What do you
because I've specifically taken many photos of my kiddos doing stuff that like that. Like I've been in that position. I kind of get that. Like why
Well,
to take the
you
photo
think
at
it's
that
legit?
time? Yeah. I mean, she's definitely alive in that photo. Does it fit the timeline? I don't know. The haircut
So
works.
Here, I'll show you what that would mean for them. It does, in their narrative, it does fit. Whether they change, kind of realized that before here's this video or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
So this is where it would be. It's like this spot right at. Here, can I open this with? Yeah.
Yeah, God, I believe that story that Don falls asleep with his arm up like that all the time, and they got a photo of it. She's probably a lot like Don and stuff. Daughters are stuff like that's believable to me. But if it's relevant to the timeline or not is beyond me. The haircut fits. It's just weird that she's in a jacket like that, and it's fucking June.
So here's the still that Candace also sent. And so what's odd to a lot of people is if those milk jugs were cold, I dare you to go take a milk jug, do the test, see how long you could keep that on your temple.
Oh, I could take a solid nap on it with a jacket on in June. It's June. It's
Okay.
hot. It's hot, and they got the window down, so the AC probably doesn't work in this bunk-ass vehicle. No, I've been this kid. Totally.
Okay.
Totally napped on cold groceries. Definitely been in clothes that don't necessarily make sense for this season because I'm poor and it's just what was clean. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I
No.
don't necessarily think anything wonders.
Didn't they say that they put this on her because it was the only thing they had to put on her, but you can clearly see a t-shirt underneath?
Yeah.
They said they put it on her because it was, in the car, and it was her first day of school clothes.
That's weird.
Here's the horse.
Who the hell is sending their kid to school like that in the South in August.
Only meth heads. I mean, I saw some meth heads in California in the middle of the summer one time with a kid, and they had an older girl they were buying new school clothes for, but the younger boy who was with him was just in hand-me-downs from the girl, so he was in bright pink 4-year-old girl clothing, and yeah, was wearing a jacket in the middle of the summer. Dope heads are weird. Dope heads
Yeah.
make no sense. They're just like, it's clean here. Then pile it on you and you bounce out. There's been times I didn't even realize like I've been in some.
That's
So
weird.
here is so there was a bunch of like web sleuths who figured this out for us on just watching this and seeing all these things unfold and the believability. So they took that video, that 6-second clip, and like figured out what the street signs and road signs and all that were. This would be where it would be. And I've watched several different creators come up with this exact same spot. So I would say this is probably correct based on all the identifiers in that 6 seconds, which is not much, but it was enough for several of them to come up with this location, which is Lone Star Road and Mural Road, basically. And they said, and when Candace was giving this photo to that YouTube channel Unmasked, she actually says, the YouTuber says, what time was this taken? And she says, it was basically, she said, it was after we dropped off Hunter. She said, I just looked this up. It's 3:09 or something. She says something like that. Like pretty specific time.
Yeah.
Like she had just looked it up. It does kind of sound like that. Why she just looked that up? I don't know.
Because she was, I don't know. They were probably asking her to piece together a timeline. So she was like, here's this photo. Yeah, it was 3:09 on that day or whatever. Just look at the timestamp from her phone.
Right. And the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, they will have taken their phone and extracted the metadata. I'm sure they actually do know if it was that time and this location and all that. This, again, is just us trying to glean what we can from the little scraps we have. There's almost no facts in this case for us to base this off of. That's, again, I think probably why it's such a weird case.
I don't think Candace is clever enough to spit out 3:09 probably as quick as she did. I bet you she actually looked.
I think she actually looked, but probably because she's been asked before,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so that's pretty interesting because this is very close to their home, and it would make sense with the timeline. So, but with that timeline, you would think they would get home not long after that, and then the story goes, according to Candace, that then they get home here. But that and then Dawn is at the Meadows working way out here, almost an hour away is what he says apparently, but he makes it home. He changes his story several times and says he got home in like 30 minutes and he beats the cops, but then there were cops already on site that told Chris McDonough that they were there he did not beat the cops. The cops got there before he did. There's a lot of discrepancies here. We don't know what the real story is.
Yeah.
But the point being, Grandma's trailer is right behind the home.
Grandma was close.
Grandma's with them all day. She has not come out and spoken to the public at all. She's not begged for anybody to bring her home. Nothing. She's been still
weird.
And you can see here, there's also a couple shacks and sheds on their property.
Okay.
That I guess in the area, that's a very common thing, and I believe that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Where I'm from, shacks and sheds are they're everywhere. But have they been searched?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, TBI, FBI, they said they've been back now several times. And they actually have now a list on their website of FAQs that they released on November 11th, I want to say. I can pull those up. It actually answers a lot of what you're asking, which I think is important because, a lot of people have these questions like, did you search here? Did you search there? So
Okay.
here's a lot of the questions you have.
Yeah.
Have you searched the phones and the computers? Have you searched the flower bed? This was right after Brian Laundry.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a tongue-in-cheek fuck you to people.
Yeah,
But
that
I
was
did it
definitely
quite funny.
a troll question. Have you searched the flower beds? It's like
Right,
they're
but
crackheads. There were no flower beds.
Yes.
It's
but
mounds.
like if you hear the interviews that Chris McDonough does with Candace does say, and in another interview with WJHL, that they were planting flowers that day, which is, so they could be just talking about that. I'm not sure, but they say, yes, we've searched, that. Have you searched the waterways in the area? Yes. Dive teams were brought in to search the body of waters. Have you conducted aerial searches? Yes, numerous searches from the air have been completed, especially during the first few weeks after Summer went missing. Additionally, drones were used to map in the area and pinpoint bodies of water, as well as any points of interest. So will additional searches be conducted? And I think it was, like I said, November 11th, they released this, and in early December, they actually did a surprise search of the area for, well, it was a surprise to us. They said it was a planned search, but they said it was because a lot of the foliage had finally dropped away and they'd be able to see clearer. So they went back and searched.
Yeah, they'd actually be able to check things out. Okay. And just
And
nothing.
then-
No sign.
Yeah. Nothing. So then I also wanted to highlight there are RSOs in the area, several of them. Like and Dawn and Candace Wells act like they had no idea. Maybe they didn't. That's usually, I don't know, is that something a parent looks up?
I mean, yeah, I mean, normally it comes to your door. You're the environment you're in. They were so spread out that I bet they didn't check it out or know who, if there were RSOs around. But yeah, I mean, I
In a
have.
closer community, say your neighbor was right next door. Yeah, I think it's definitely something that you pay attention to.
Yeah.
But whenever you're spread out like that, you just think that, oh, they're over there, I'm over here, I'm not worried about it.
Exactly. Not that big of a deal because,
They're not close enough for me to bother.
yeah. And we're normally in a place that's buck wild as hell, and I don't know. Back
Yeah.
home, I didn't walk around with too much fear of, I could call my family, have a whole crew, call Area
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, let's get everybody.
I come with my hair pulled back, ready to go.
Hair pulled back, holding a baby, swinging,
Yep.
holding a baby, one arm swinging with the other, like the rest, like all of us. We're all doing the same thing. We're holding a baby. Yeah.
So I just wanted to kind of make note that a lot of these are also against a lot of this area.
Okay.
And for people like me who've just kind of been observing what other people come out with, it's amazing how many there are in this
Yeah.
area. It's like bad.
Like it keeps okay. Somewhat like a concentrated little pocket where people kind of run off to live in the woods and hopefully be far enough away from a school zone they don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
This guy, all these guys.
A lot of people like that exist in rural areas because it is so spread out, and so they kind of get away from everything. So they're like, okay, here I'm safe.
No judgments, no nothing, no schools, no.
Yeah.
Stay away from everything that would get you in trouble. Normally
Yeah.
find a renter that doesn't give a shit or do a background check.
Yeah.
You got to maintain it yourself, but you get a shack, or a trailer or something. People like that.
And so one of the things I guess this is a good way to show the holler too. So see how there those ridges, you can see the topography. That's where it really comes in to play, that it was too expensive for them to go through these mountains basically. So they just would a holler that doesn't really dead end, but there's kind of an end, then you can four-wheel through it.
Gotcha. It's like ATV territory. It's not necessarily on foot territory. You're not crossing through it.
Right.
Kind of like
And
the
so,
ones where we're from in the Ozarks. That makes sense.
yeah, and I didn't really understand the significance of that, except then I started, learning from a couple locals there that, well, what's interesting about the hollers is, and why it kind of has this lore around it, is because you can say you went to the end of the holler, but where does a holler really end? Or does it? Because just because you need a four-wheeler, to a lot of natives, that's like, that doesn't matter. Yeah, that's how it goes. Then you get on a four-wheeler or a horse and you go the rest of the way. So when Candace first gets interviewed, she says that she hollered for Summer down the holler, and then she says she gets in her mom's car, this pickup truck, and drives as far as she can down the holler to search for Summer. So she's leaving her kids and Grandis there, I guess. Well, she left they also have 3 boys that were allegedly at home all day alone.
Okay.
So nobody abducted them, even though they're young and blonde and blue eyes.
Yeah.
And at home alone all day.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Summer's missing, Candace says she sends her boys down to the creek to look for Summer.
See, that's why I'm wondering if she ever made it out of that swim. If she ever made it out of that water hole.
Yeah.
I don't know if she ever even made it back home. Like, I've seen no proof that we have proof she was definitely at a source of water with H and Candace, and then, as far as I'm concerned, that's where she goes missing so far.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I believe their story at all. I know physically we can see a video of her that day at the water hole, though. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my kind of working theory right now, is maybe she left to get a prescription, came back, and it was just H there. She's like, where the hell's my daughter? But why they wouldn't pin it on H is beyond me. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe Candace did see it happen. Maybe it was, I don't know. But they've already searched the water hole, so maybe, no, I'm wrong. I don't know. This is crazy.
Yep, it's definitely crazy. I mean, it's something that, like, I think you could probably, if you didn't already see why a lot of us are just like, what? You could see this unraveling in real time, and every time, what the fuck? Like, and the hard part about missing kids cases is they're kids, and a lot of times they don't have social media, they don't have a phone, they don't have a things that track them like normal missing people would.
Yeah.
They don't have a credit card that they would use. When you're tracking an adult, you can kind of see when they fell off. You can by all the data points that we all emit every day just by being alive as an adult in society.
Yeah. See, so strange. So, I don't know. I think I've got like 3 theories in my head. One is it's something she genuinely wandered off and they just haven't found her yet. And it was genuinely an accident or death by misadventure. That's like best case scenario in my head. Second is the one I brought up with the water and H and Hunter. Like her not leaving the swimming hole. But then I can't get over my initial gut reaction, which was this kid was trafficked. They sold her for drugs.
Yeah.
And I think that would be my next presentation I'm putting together, is go into the who's of this story. Like, who are these people? What are their backgrounds? Like, what the parents, their families, why are they living here? This is a very connected community. Everybody here has generations of family, why they're here. How did they get this house? Because are they related?
I don't know if it's necessarily that deep. Once you explain to me the itinerary of their day on the books that we can prove, Summer was with them up to a certain point, right? Everything up to them going swimming that day is them gaming for pills. It reads like that to me. That's they built a day to go into the city, go to the ER, try to get some pain pills, get drugs by whatever means possible before we go home and are done with the day. While Dawn is at work. Mm-hmm. I know Pillhead life. I know what Candace is up to. I know what Grandis is up to. They were trying to get pills that day, and they come home with drugs and no kid. It's how
Why?
it seems
Yeah.
to me. You know?
Why would they have no kids then? Like, what happened then?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they trafficked the kid for drugs or the waterhole situation. But either way, priority one, in my opinion, for them that day was drugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
That answers your question, Allie. Why doesn't she seem messed up after going to the ER? Because she was just there for pills.
Yep.
Yeah. But I definitely think, yeah, I mean, those are my 3 working theories. Jesse Walker in the YouTube chat here says, I keep thinking that the secondary drowning theory could be a possibility myself. I mean, if you run down this day, again, I'm a kid from very much the same background as Summer. You saw the house I inherited and was cleaning up. You saw what it looked like where I lived, Lux and Arianthe. Like, I come from very similar background to her, and I can tell you what the parents were doing that day was trying to get opiates from an ER. Or from a pharmacy, you know what I mean? Like their whole day was scheduled around we got to do this and that and this and that.
And then where'd they go? Or how did this happen then?
What do you mean? Where did Summer go?
Yeah, like how did this transaction happen? I'm curious what your theory is.
Oh, I think they must have known somebody, and they probably had a couple different locations to trade Summer off, and it ended up taking so long that it wound up back at their house.
Yeah. Now, something we have to remember whenever it comes to this is Don was known for trying to sell his children for drugs.
And that's what my next going into their backgrounds, that's what I kind of wanted to show people is like, what is their history? What's their criminal history? What are they known for?
Yeah.
And what have they done?
Yes.
Don Wells, I mean, and they've had you have so many peripheral druggy characters in this story that anybody could know anybody could know anybody. Like, everybody, I'm sure, is known. I mean, well, if you've ever lived that dope life, any of our sober murkies, throw a hands up and say what up if you recognize this story. But you know a couple dope heads that say they know some big ballers. You want some hands cut off? You want to sell a kid? You want to buy a kid? I know a guy. You know, do they really? Could they really? I don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? I would never definitely sell a child to somebody with that reputation. But I have a feeling, I know Don Wells would, based on his record, and I have a feeling Candace would if she was needing some pills.
And I guess if you guys will allow me, I'm gonna pull up like a different when I can make one of these again on their backgrounds. That way, it'll kind of paint the picture of who these people are and why that probably is an all right theory to go with, and you're not judging.
Yeah.
We're just literally taking their history. Past behavior is a very good predictor of future behavior.
Well, and just applying yourself into the situation the best you can in a rational manner. Like, there's little things. Like, I'm making pretty big deductions by saying the things I'm saying about their day, like it was about drugs, but I would put money on it. That if we had a machine that we could hop in the mind of Candace while she was going to that pharmacy, or Grandis while she's hopping into the ER, I bet you we won't feel pain. We'll feel the need for opiates. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I would put money on the fact that drugs are a motive in this.
Right.
Have to be. Even if it comes to why did she disappear at the swimming hole, maybe it was just here's where I think drugs could be related in the best possible scenario, is she drowned accidentally while they were getting pills and being negligent for narcotics is, that's still a shitty best case scenario. I really don't like those people
or whatever. If she passed away, it's
I don't know if you'd get manslaughter. You'd get a child neglect that ends in blood. Well, no, because they died. So you'd get I forget the charge.
Is it like child negligence resulting in death?
There you go. Yeah, it's listed like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So next, I was trying to separate. This is kind of the story of the day and what happened. They say that day, what happened after, kind of immediately after this call with the searchers, and then I kind of want to break down who these people are, their backgrounds, and then where they live and some of the characters around them. And then I also, in a video, even on my channel, I may just do it, is kind of the bigger what happened with this YouTube infiltration in this story, and Donwell's family starts a YouTube channel halfway through this, basically, and
Yeah.
they become part of covering their own story. They start putting the narrative out on social media and on media from day one. And so it's a very interesting story when you step back and look at like what are the implications for future crime stories like this, where the parents or where the person of interest or suspects or witnesses decide to also be a part of their narrative in a big way by seeking out this attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you should make
interesting
be
prospect.
interesting to make addendum videos and stuff like that. I say we start winding her on down.
Yeah.
For this installment. If anybody out there in YouTube land wants us to do a part 2, or if you think you have relevant information and you want to hop in the Discord and do a part 2 for Summer Wells, just make sure to let me know. I'll do one with overwhelming support from the crowd. You know, that's the way we can make it happen. But I'm gonna hold firm in closing that those are my 3 theories after hearing Allie's presentation, which that was very well put together. Thank you so much, Allie.
Okay. Yeah, it was all right. I'll get better.
Hey, it's the first time, and it's only the second true crime in chat, so you're in good company.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the stream hasn't dropped or something. You never know. Yeah, you're fine. That's my 3 theories. Best case scenario, they were negligent for narcotics, and she died at the swimming hole. 2, she was straight up trafficked by Dawn and Candace. Oh hell, it's getting late. What the hell was my 3rd one?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, what was the 3rd one?
I said them
I
out of
only
order
remember the
already.
2.
I said them out of order already, but well, then those are the 2 important ones. I think best case scenario, she drowned at the swimming hole, and they never.
I think your original best case scenario was the first one you listed when we
Just
were talking
now,
about
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But I don't think I heard that one when you were listing just now.
Well, it's
So
H.
like the best case scenario that's like practically non-existent. I just don't remember what that was.
Well, it was her just
it was
accidentally
unlikely.
drowning while they were going to get a prescription filled
Oh.
at the hole with
Oh, yeah,
Hunter,
yeah,
and it's
that's right.
either. Well, I guess that is kind of a split theory. It's either she accidentally drowned and Hunter had nothing to do with it, or Hunter had something to do with it. Because again, I'm still not convinced that until we hear from I don't know, more than a weird cat on YouTube that he's not in jail for that. I don't know. I want to confirm that because I want to know more about H and that family and the neighbor's family, and
Yeah.
and
I've got a bunch of stuff on that I could show you guys next one.
he was there that day, and his statements matter in this, even though he's a minor. His recollection of that day and his participation in that day, particularly the time at the water hole, is relevant and important to this case. Like,
Have you watched?
Black and white. What?
Have you watched the interviews with him? They're on YouTube.
With H or with the crazy dad you told me about?
H.
No, I haven't seen any of that. I avoided the case for the most part. I don't like stuff with missing kids for the most part.
Yeah. I think if you watch
Makes
the
me
videos
paranoid.
of his interviews, a lot of people have differing opinions on it, but they're very odd, I would say, as far as his demeanor.
Yeah.
But I'll put those links in Discord if anybody wants to watch them from that retired investigator guy. He yawns a lot during the interview. He's like referencing a phone or something. He's like to cue his memories. His mother is present, and his mother is giving him, I would say it looks like his mother's guiding him a little or trying to like sign to him almost, don't say this or steered away from there or that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of distractions happening that, Chris McDonough, the gentleman, the retired investigator, normally doesn't have to deal with. He's normally in an interview. His channel's called The Interview Room, but now he's out in the wild and he's dealing with a lot. This is an interview on the front porch with H and his mom is present, and some random
Oh.
lady, their friend is present, and
Gotcha.
there's people walking by, and there's a lot going on. So
Yeah.
it's not the normal situation of a normal. So I would say if you haven't seen it, it definitely isn't your standard. Oh, this is what happened. H said it straight from his mouth, and there was no. I wasn't suspicious at all because he uses certain words. He changes subjects certain times. There's like some, almost like it was rehearsed or planned, or he's getting cues in certain parts.
He was being coached through that interview.
Could be. But that's, speculation. Everybody's able to kind of say, feel how they want to feel because it's very subjective,
Yeah. It's such a tough one. Be sure to share those links in the Discord. I don't think we have a Summer
Okay.
Wells room, but anywhere that seems relevant, you can put it in bad news.
Yeah, we have a Summer Wells group.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
So do we still have a Summer? We should, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it in there. And anybody else, especially any new viewers, anybody coming through, in the description of this video is the invite to the Discord. So the Discord that we're talking about, where we kind of aggregate information and plan episodes of True Crime and Chat, it's in there. That's the place. You want to be a part of the crew, can be a part of the crew. I again, this one kind of starts spinning my head until I fall back, but I always fall back into these kind of handful of scenarios I think that might have happened here. And I know on the stream in the past we've reacted to and watched some of Dawn and Candace. I've watched the tour of their house. There's so many little details that we've already covered, but to have the timeline put in front of me like this, it's so easy to distract and pull and build a narrative any way you
Yep.
want in this, I don't have hidden stairs. Good Lord, Arianthe. See, I'm wondering, there's the potential of just misadventure. Oh, that was the third option, just misadventure. She wandered off. Just genuine, neglectful misadventure kind of story.
I figured I'd throw that in there as like a good thing
What?
to wrap up this episode.
Oh, a girl found alive. Oh,
Here are Gary's favorite records.
She went
Here's
missing in
Gary.
2019. She was taken by her non-custodial parents. They found her, and she's safe.
oh. Thank
And
goodness.
another maybe positive note with this story with Summer Wells is that Don Wells is arrested.
He's in jail for a DUI,
Yep. So and it's not for this, but it is kind of good news that somebody as creepy and weird as he is not creeping around and being weird anymore, because he's got about 7 women that are alleging to come forward for SA in his past in Utah.
Oh goodness, that tracks.
So that hasn't come through yet either. But
That tracks.
he basically got pulled over with a bottle in his car while he was on a live stream on YouTube. Yeah.
Oof.
So
Oof.
lots
That's
of stuff.
wild.
Wow.
Oof.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Kind of classic Don. Way to go, bro.
Classic Don Wells. This story, Arianthe, actually kind of choked me up earlier. Was it before dinner? I put on this. I found this story on the news, and we were watching it in the living room here. And man, this small space they kept this girl in. Despicable shit. Just despicable. Despicable.
Yeah.
We've got to on the next hangout, we're gonna do a vote on the next True Crime and Chat.
Yeah, let's do it. I have a few that I can throw in.
Hell yeah. You give me the yeah, I'm down to do it. I like these. I like doing this. I like drumming up attention for a case. Another thing that bums me about the Summer Wells case is there's really no charity, no immediate GoFundMe for anybody that's worth it. Like, who do you support?
No,
Police that aren't doing
definitely
anything?
not.
Yeah,
can definitely fill you guys in on what happened with that summer. There's a fund. It's up to like $73,000 for the information leading to finding her.
okay, okay, so there's like a bounty, right?
Basically.
Okay.
And I in a future one when I kind of go into who social media aspect of the live streams and how they basically it's like a gonzo journalism backwards almost because the family has entered the media coverage so much. But basically, a bunch of YouTubers wanted to fundraise for that fund, and there's a scandal that went on with that too. But it did raise about $32,000 through the YouTubers involved, so it
Goodness.
seems. There was
Okay.
also a billboard scandal of putting her up on a billboard through YouTubers. And how
Yeah,
that
see,
worked out.
that's there's a lot of monetized streams with her, and this is one of them. But there's really no other moral option to choose. There's the views are just gonna have to go to supporting the channel and us when we do have an actual victim charity. Because I like it to normally, we cover
Right.
stuff like Gabby, like the Gabby Petito Foundation, which turned out to suck, but we had that to
Well-
plug, and then we had the Lauren Smith, the Justice for Lauren GoFundMe,
Yeah.
which went to helping with the actual litigation of an ongoing case. But with Summer Wells, it's
Which is
like,
great.
who would you support?
Well,
What can you do?
As much as people say that Molly Golightly on her birthday, on Summerwell's birthday is February 4th. Molly Golightly had a birthday party for her and for 2 hours raised money for the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. She had her whole stream be a fundraiser for
I thought it
her.
was for St. Jude.
That's a different. She does those a lot.
I was gonna say I was there for we watched the birthday party. We covered it on the
So the birthday
stream.
party
We were
was
like,
for missing
yeah,
and exploited children, and that was almost $7,000 she raised, or $6,000 she raised that day. And then anybody who watches that video from then on in perpetuity, any money they want to give at that time still goes to that fund. So YouTube, she worked with YouTube on their like fundraiser thing in the platform and got it to do that. So that's kind of cool. At least there's that option for bigger streamers. I don't know if it's for everyone, but
no. Well, what she did was she put St. Jude's in the thing and then put her ads on, and it puts an immediate drop down ad because she brought up St. Jude's. She didn't get special YouTube permission. She just put a link in the thing and then put it in her title. If I put COVID-19 in the title of my
No.
thing, you'll get a banner at the bottom, and you can click it to go through for more COVID
no, like
information.
during the stream, you would super
Yeah.
chat her, but it went straight to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It did not go to St. Jude's, and it didn't go to YouTube.
Or not St. Jude's, but yeah, like or the center. You can do it for any charity, but it
Okay.
doesn't. There's no guarantee. She has to give those super chats over if they're super chats.
It goes straight to them. She's not a middle person, is what she said.
Yeah, no, that's not true. That's impossible. That's not how that works. Because I saw what she ran, and what it is like if I was to change this to donation drive for missing and exploited children, there would still be the same click through banner at the bottom, but if you were to donate me money, it would still pop up like an alert, like it was a normal super chat, and then it's
Yeah.
on the creator to donate them themselves. She's not actually.
People got receipts directly from the Missing and Exploited Children in real time.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You can.
I think
Yeah.
if you've got so many subscribers, it's like you get that permission or something. You know what I mean? I think
Oh.
it's not available to everyone. I don't think.
No, you just change the PayPal link to the foundation, and then I think they have to kind of like how you have. If your email is attached, you'll receive a receipt if you donate to Merc Radio. So.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
regardless, I thought that at least she did that. That's
No, it was exploitative as fuck. It was gross. It was gross. It was a birthday party for a 4-year-old. It was weird. I was weirded out by that. I thought it was cool there was a charity involved, but I thought Molly, that's when I'm starting to fall out of favor with her, like here lately.
yeah.
Like I thought that was particularly gross and weird.
I feel like her intentions were good, but it just made me uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Thing. 'Cause I understood what she was doing, but yeah, was it the best thing to do?
Having a cake and party
Maybe not.
lights and doing karaoke with the crowd, like I understand again, your heart's in the right place, but I don't like it. I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
You
I was
also
like,
have to
that's
think about, she was the one on the phone with Don Wells that found out he doesn't even know when his birthday is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
So to her, she probably felt like, fuck that. I'm throwing her the best birthday party ever. You know, like, because that's wrong. I'm just trying to put myself in her mind. And so
Yeah.
if you think like that, you can imagine why somebody would just say, that's wrong. I'm going to throw her the birthday party she never got. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get where her heart was, and I appreciate it. But it was just it was made me uncomfy.
Oh, it was
It was
bad. Yeah, it was a crazy ass look. That's how you look crazy as shit.
Crazy.
That's yeah. And just in poor taste, in my opinion. Like when we do like another 5-part exploration into a true crime case, the first episode will be silent in remembrance of that person, and it will be an adult, and there will be a GoFundMe or a charity linked to it.
Right.
And I don't know. She doesn't do everything above the board. The more I've looked into her, and it's been driving me nuts, and it drives a lot of people nuts.
It does.
But particularly with the Summer Wells stuff, there's really no way for me to avoid it. This will be to support the channel because I don't want to support the Wells family.
No. A lot of people gave Don money on his commissary. I heard they had to shut it down.
They break the bank with people donating to his commissary.
Gross.
That's gross. That's so gross.
Stuff.
Let him get all bearded up and gross in
Or
there.
donate to Candace because she doesn't have anybody anymore. And it's like, why doesn't she get a job? I don't know.
Right.
Well, she's only worked carnivals. What was she? It's COVID. What would she go do?
Go
You
to
can't-
work at a gas station or something? No.
You can't grease up the ring toss when there's no ring toss. She's the
Start
one
her own.
spraying Pam on the carnival games, dude. She's out there. She probably knows.
Well, she can't work at Walmart because she's not allowed in any Walmarts. Bomb threat she did a few years ago.
She did a bomb threat to a Walmart. She's crazy, dude.
That's why I was like saying there's so much, you guys. It's nuts.
She's nutty. Oh goodness. Well, I'm gonna figure
for
out at
having me
some
back.
point. Oh, thank you for coming by. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there on YouTube. Be sure to smash that like button. It helps us in the algorithm. Share this if you like it, and join that Discord. Join the Discord, guys. Again, thank you, Allie. Thank you, Arianthe. I got you guys linked here for the credits,
Yeah.
so your ats are already going to be on screen. Be sure
Oh,
to
ain't you sweet?
be sure to follow them on social media, guys. I got them there right there here on
Yes.
the end credits. So we're gonna roll on out of
see.
here.
We miss you, Erica, wherever you are.
We miss you, Erica, and we love you.
Out in the cybersphere somewhere.
We rolled anyway, but we missed you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll catch up. We'll get a time that's really good for Erica. I just have to
Yeah.
get an Erica Power Hour show. All right. Anyway,
All right. Good night, you guys.
good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night.
Good night.
Guten Nacht, everybody. And thank you, Lux.
You're welcome.
With me as always. Well, we were fairly quiet. I wanted Allie to really give the presentation, so we've been a little quiet. But she's with me a lot. And you mean the world to me. All right. We're going out of here, guys. It's outro music time.